Hello everybody, I'm Dan. Welcome to my Java tutorial series. Throughout my tutorials I will teach you Java using just Notepad and the command prompt. The order in which my tutorials are organized on my website at javacjava.com and my YouTube playlist is designed to maximize learning by building on concepts from prior tutorials. This tutorial is about the concat method in the string class. I'm going to open up my website here, javacjava.com, select begin. I'm going to scroll all the way down here to the string concat method. And basically here's the signature for the concat method here, and it returns a string type, and it's public too. So in this tutorial I will talk about the concat method. The concat method returns a new string instance that is the concatenation of the value of the current string plus the string value of the parameter. There's a common misperception that the concat method and the plus, which is the concatenation operator, are the same exact thing. While they are similar in the way they work, the concatenation operator, right, actually uses StringBuilder, the StringBuilder class append method to do its work. The concat method works like this. So I've got the string apples and the string and oranges, right? And then we just do a new string equals apples.concat, and then we're passing it the value of oranges in. And that'll basically make NewString equal to apples and oranges. So pretty simple and straightforward on that. We'll go over a couple little pitfalls here in the source code that you might run into. Let's go ahead and come down here, highlight the source code, and Control-C to copy, or right-click and select copy. Move the browser off screen here, and I've got a shortcut to the command prompt on my desktop. If you don't, you can create one by right-clicking, selecting New, and then Shortcut. Type in CMD, Next, and Finish. It's just that easy. Type in javac, which is the Java compiler command, press enter. You should see a bunch of stuff scroll by. If you get an error message, watch my tutorial on installing the Java Development Kit. You want to make sure you get that installed and configured properly before continuing. CLS to clear the screen, CD space backslash to change directories down to the root. I'm going to make a directory called Java with the MD command, and then I'm going to change directories to that Java folder. Now, I'm going to make a directory here called string concat. I'm going to change directories to the string concat folder, and I'm on a notepad string concat.java file here. That'll be the name of my source code file, also known as my compilation unit. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this code in here, and it's really pretty simple here. I'm just going to compile it and run it first thing here. Then we'll go through it just line by line real quick. Okay, so the first thing we get is the apples and oranges that I talked about up there, exactly like what this is here, right? Displaying the new string to the console and using the concat. Now you could do multiple concats, like for example, if you've been watching my string 1, 2, and 3 tutorials, you know that when we put a string literal in here, it actually essentially does the same thing as like NewString. It's like the equivalent to it. There's just a couple small differences there. So you could do something like a string literal and then invoke the .concat, because the string literal is actually a string object, right? And then you can invoke the .concat method right on top of that to append these two together, concatenate them together. And you can also keep stacking these concats here too as well. So that's where we come up with the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, right? Because it just basically concatenated all of those together. Okay, that's another way it can work. Now, so I've got another string here that I'm initializing called enemies, and that equals cat, right? And then I'm calling enemies.concat mouse. All right, so what is the result of enemies right here? Well, it's still cat. Now this is a common error you might see because the return value goes nowhere. You have to remember that concat actually returns a new string that would contain concat and mouse. Since we didn't assign it to anything, it just basically goes nowhere. So if you find that confusing there, then just come back up here and take a look at the declaration, right? So concat returns a string type. If you don't assign it to anything, this is essentially is a worthless statement there. Goes away right away. So now to do it properly, right, we say enemies equals enemies.concat and then mouse, right? And then that will actually do it properly there, so we'll come up with cat mouse, right? Okay. So I'm going to leave you with some final thoughts here. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this and get rid of that. Now, one strategy that I regularly use to solidify my knowledge of Java is to browse through the actual source code. Now, due to some language in their copyright file, I can't actually show you the source code in my videos, even though that'd be awesome if I could, because I could explain a lot more in greater depth here, so I'll have to leave that up to you. But the source code is contained inside of a file called source.zip, located in the folder where your Java Development Kit is installed. Now, my JDK, Java Development Kit, is located on my C drive under the Program Files folder, and then inside of Java here, right? And then it's the JDK 1.8.045. Now, inside of this folder, you're going to see this file source, and it's a compressed zip folder here, and it contains all of the source code. So you can actually go in there and find the string class. It's in the string class is part of the Java .lang folder, so it'll be in appropriate folders inside of this compressed zip folder here, but just because of their little copyright language up here in their copyright file, I'm unable to actually show you any of that source code there, but I highly recommend going through it. Open up that string class, look for the actual concat method in there, and you'll see actually how it works under the hood there. So very highly recommend doing that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. That concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching.